Hey guys, welcome back to Teach Yourself with Trey, and I'm Trey. So, sorry about leaving you a little high and dry in that last video. I made a lot of promises, but we went about 12 minutes, and I figured I would just cut it up into some other videos in case I needed to explain things in a little bit more detail. So here we are, learning about articles, and I'm going to give you that one verb I promised. What we're learning here, it's going to seem a little disconnected. Okay, because we learned our pronouns, and then we learned the articles, but we're only really going to learn one verb. In the next video, I'm going to show you verbs and the rules to conjugate them, in the next few videos, depending upon their endings and so on and so forth. So just stick with it. Everything's going to be fine. We're going to get through this. You're going to have this piece over here, and then there's going to be a big gap, and then there's going to be this piece over here. But then we're going to learn how to make the bridge, and it's all going to be connected. You're going to be fine. You can do this. Just stick with it. Keep making little victories each day. You got it. All right. So with that said, let's just get into it, all right? Let's hit the ground running with articles. So, which most of them are just the way to say the. But in Spanish, the word you use for the depends on whether or not the word is masculine or feminine, or masculine and singular, or masculine and plural, or feminine and singular, or feminine and plural. So we're just gonna hit this right here. Okay, so we have the, and then we have a and an. But we're gonna focus on the right now. So this word is the, but masculine, el. You're going to notice that it looks like the pronoun el, but without that, it means the. With that, acento, that's an acento. So with the acento, it is the, he. It is he. With the acento, it is he. Without the acento, it is the. So we have already learned he. So now we're going to learn the. And so I'm going to give you one noun to go with this as well. Okay. So we're going to learn el gato. El gato, the cat. Okay? So, and feel free to pause the video at any time if you need to. It's perfectly fine. And now, we're going to learn the masculine plural, which is los. Now, when you change things, just like in English, when you make a word plural, you go from el, singular, to los, which is plural, you have to change the noun. So, we would say los, and most of the time you just add an S. So, los gatos. El gato y los gatos. Simple enough, right? Also, a lot of nouns in Spanish are going to change gender depending upon the gender of the noun that you're talking about, right? So, a female cat is going to be a gata. Gato is a male cat. Gata, gata, female cat. You just add a little line right there. I'm going to get rid of that. And get rid of that. And now we have la gata, which is feminine singular. La gata, feminine singular. Now the only thing you do to make this plural, you add an S here and you add an S there. So now instead of la gata, you have las gatas. Pretty easy. Okay, so just keep this in mind as we're going forward. Now, that's the. Now, the next one is how do you say like a or an, like an apple, a orange, or an orange, or something like that. Also depends upon the gender and the number of things that are there. So you have un, which is masculine. Oh, that's a terrible. Masculine singular, un. And you could say un gatto, a cat. Un is masculine singular, un gatto. Now, if you want to make that plural, you do this. Unos. Masculine plural. Unos. And so you have unos gatos for some cats. There are unos gatos ahí. Ahí, there. There are unos gatos ahí. See how I'm using each new Spanish word that I learn when I speak. Do that when you talk to yourself. If you do, talk to yourself in Spanish. Helps a lot. Now, if I want to make this feminine, it's really easy. Let's start with the feminine singular. Make life easier. Make sure you're writing all this down too. So we have una. So instead of un, we have una. It's feminine. Yeah, singular. Feminine, singular. And then you have una gata, a cat. A female cat, to be precise. You know, to be exact with it. And so if you want to make this plural, all you do, just like the other one, you add the S to every word. So you have unas, which is feminine plural. And then you have unas gatas. Simple enough, right? A lot of adding S's. Everything's very phonetically simple. It's easy. So, and I promised you that one verb. And so we're going to recall those pronouns and we're going to learn an irregular verb before we learn regular verbs, right? We're going to learn ser. S-E-R. Let me make that prettier for you because that is very difficult to read. There, that's a little better. So you have ser. That's how you say it. S-E-R. Ser, which means to be, right? Now, we don't really think about this concept like this in English, right? Like, you know, for the people that have never learned the language out there, to be is like I am. Like that. Okay? So, ser. So you have... So now we're going to go ahead and we're just going to go ahead and conjugate this. And a real easy way to go about this is to make a little chart like this. Okay, and so understandings come with this. This is the way I usually like to do it if I'm writing it in a notebook. This would be the pink line that goes on the left-hand side of your notebook paper, and then you just use the horizontal lines where you write each conjugation. And I would put ser more over here. You know, so it's in line over here instead of being over the pronouns. That way you can have ser and then put all the different conjugations down. Okay? So, we're going to take a second. And there's some understanding that has to come with this too. Okay, so here's ser, fully conjugated. Now, what you have to just kind of understand and just accept is, okay, so you have yo soy, tú eres, él es. This conjugation, you notice I don't have ella, I don't have usted, because the conjugation for él es, is the same for ella y usted. Okay, so it's él es, ella es, usted es. Just like that. And this, remember the whole word, nosotros. You already wrote that down. I don't have a lot of room to work with here, so you're just gonna have to remember that. Nosotros somos. Nosotros somos. And we have vosotros sois. Sois. Y'all are. Nosotros somos. We are. Vosotros sois. Y'all are. And now right here is another part where we have to just understand what this part of the graph means. Is ellos son. They are. But ellos, ellas. You notice I also don't have ustedes, which is the formal y'all. Because ellos, ellas, y ustedes have the same conjugation. So just remember that. Yo soy, I am. Tú eres, you are. Él, ella, usted es. He, she is, and you are. It's confusing, just accept it. Nosotros somos, we are. Vosotros sois, y'all are. Ellos, ellas son, they are, y ustedes son, y'all are. All right. That's enough for this video. In the next one, we're going to go over some verb conjugation rules. Probably going to stick to AR. I'm going to start teaching you guys what, in my opinion, are the most important verbs to learn. So you're going to use them every day. It's going to be very common. I might start with just AR verbs and then go to ER in the next video, and then from there go to IR. And then we'll go into a video that just goes over whatever verbs from that group I didn't go over yet, because by then you'll have the verb conjugation rules and you can conjugate them yourself. And I'll just teach you the verbs and we'll use them in sentences. And that way you can get a feel for the grammar and stuff like that. We can start putting actual sentences together. All right, cool. Always good to see you guys on here. Looking forward to seeing you next time. All right.